handled pretty quickly.
Good. You guys, if you see that there is a Q&A section, feel free to post in that. I know Hotel's looking at it right now, so if he sees something, he can let us know. But yeah, so I'm gonna go over a couple of things, and Hotel's the one again that has set up all of my tech stuff. So if you guys have questions about the tech side of it, not only is Riz here who does the Discord and everything, both Discords, Evasion and this one, but Hotel has taken me from a laptop to. If you haven't seen what what I stare at every day now, go to my Instagram and you'll see. Like, it's kind of crazy to go from sitting in the living room on a laptop to what I have now.
Hey, that was a nice laptop.
Wait, did you play on a laptop?
Well, Ginger, I started on Splatoon 2. So all I needed was a laptop to push the stream over. It was not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then I heard about PUBG, and then PUBG led me to Tarkov. So here I am.
Yeah, I came from R6. Well, Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know if people know Vice.
Yeah.
R6. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in bed one night and I started making just a list. And I'm going to go over a couple of things. So I don't know how new everybody is. Like, Batman, I see you in here. I know that you've been doing this a long time. Hi, I love you. I hope you're well. But I'll just start at the top, and I'm just going to go down it, whether it applies to you or not. So if you're just starting out in OBS, what I see a lot is overlays and scenes. So especially if you're a Tarkov player, I really, really would suggest getting an overlay for when you're loading into raid. And I'm talking from the second you leave your stash to when you're going into the raid, because there are some sneaky people out there and you don't even want that. I know, Ginger, it happened to you last night, and somebody in your chat said, you know what, as a viewer, I just want to be able to see like how you would actually play, not how you would play with stream snipers chasing you. So, yeah. And this FYI, even when you're putting your key tools or your sit cases into your gamma, I have all of mine labeled. So if it says interchange and I'm putting that into my gamma and then I'm taking off, I will swap it up constantly. So it'll say interchange, I'll put my scene on, and I'll actually put my customs sit case into and then take off.
I actually had to learn that. Like, sometimes if not last night, but the stream before that, I got stream sniped so much that day. I actually
Did she cut out for just me?
Constantly changed servers, and so it's a big deal. Like, some people really try hard to stream snipe.
They do. So be consistent with that. So have your overlays and your scenes, and FYI, make them professional. Like, spend the extra $20 on Fiverr if you have to, if you're not a graphic artist, but make them look well put together. You know, having 2 scenes total, that not good, honestly. You really should have more options available to you.
Sadly, is busy, so she's already making a bunch of stuff for me.
Well, so all you have to do,
mine together.
Just take a picture from EFT for their desktop backgrounds and just have that, period. So your scene just switches right over to an EFT picture. That's all you have to do while you're loading. And then just at the bottom put in, loading raid. I know that's how I started, and now I actually just made like a little video for it. So that's one option. Have your alerts together. Okay, I don't want to go into your... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, bad connection, I think, over here.
No, you're fine.
I got here a few minutes late. Just, do you have anyone in the community, your community specifically, you could recommend for graphics and stuff? Because it's nice to keep it in-house, I guess, with people who know Tarkov and that you trust. Is there anyone?
Sure. So there are 2 people that I have used. Basic_chick. She's in the server. She is a professional graphic design person, and she's absolutely amazing. And then the second person that I personally use is my daughter. And her name is Kratos in the server. Kratos. She's been doing graphics for a long, long time. Oh, Hotel just posted some of them in the Q&A. Like she just, those are
Also,
hers.
I don't know how busy she is, but Dottie Hack's girlfriend that is doing all of my stuff.
Dizzy.
And,
yeah, she's super pro.
Yeah, she's crazy. But I can ask her and see if she's got time to do anybody like else's, if anybody's interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's super cool. Batman, if you want to put her name in the streamer Q&A, and just put graphics next to it. Actually, Batman, if you would put all 3 of those names, that would be super cool. Basic Chick Kratos and Dizzy Doom.
Okay.
Yeah, those are good options. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, your graphics are very, very, very important. And your alerts. I don't want to go in and follow you and see the goddamn zombie. And you all know what I'm talking about. Like, make it something special. My follower alert, I think, cost me $20. And I found a guy on Fiverr. What really sucks is he's not working anymore. So I only got the 1 alert. But it's something that I can take to another graphic artist that does that kind of animation and say, hey, this is what I have. Can you match it up? So yeah, work on your alerts. Here's a big one, okay? And I'm so sorry. I'm probably gonna like, some of you out there are gonna be like, oh god damn it, she's talking about me. Your audio and your mic issues, get it together, okay? The mic that's coming from the headphones, you know what I'm talking about. That's great for just gaming with your friends. That is not for streaming. Not in any shape, way, or form. Now, are mics like killer expensive? They can be. You don't go running out and buying the $400 mic. You don't have to. Hotel actually just got the AT2020, and I really like his mic. I'm talking in a $400 mic here, and I really like his $99 mic. I know I had a Blue Yeti back in the day that I got on sale for like $40, and that wasn't horrible to start out on. It was definitely better than the headset mic. That's for sure. But
I just got the 2035. It's pretty dope.
See,
But
there you go.
Yeah, like the whole.
Can I jump in first?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Hotel mentioned it already in the chat, but I'll post a video that someone else made that if you're really just looking for good quality sound that is not a headset mic, but you don't want to invest in a lot of money right now, but also want to be able to expand it in the future for when you do buy the $100, $400 mics, you know, if you get that big, I will post the video, but I mean, you can get a setup, maybe not right now with all the shipping delays and cost increases, but normally you can get it for like under $80 out the door for the entire setup.
That's a good price.
It's a podcast quality setup, and that'll get you going, and then from there you can build it.
Showing me, Riz.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I found the biggest confusion, particularly with an accent like mine, was setting up my audio filters in Streamlabs, trying to get rid of the keyboard noise, whiny children outside my window, but still capture audio in a decent way. I was quite.
Have you seen
along those lines? Sorry, Sigma.
I was just gonna say gaming careers. If you guys go to gaming careers on YouTube, he's super helpful. He's got a lot of great videos on how to work with what you already have and set up all those filters.
Yeah, him and Alpha Gaming, actually, the other one, the two of them combined is kind of how I hodgepodged my setup.
Yeah. You got to look for all the options that you can, because that audio, you know how many people come in and they say, "Hey, I'm just gonna lurk." They're still gonna listen. Oh, what is that? Oh, super cool, Riz. Thanks for posting that. I like it. But yeah, work on your audio. Put in the effort to your audio, because it's worth it. It's way worth it. You know, and the same goes for your camera. I know, like, I've been fighting my camera for a long time, and we finally are starting the upgrade process on the cameras. But a lot of times I'll tune in and it's like super, super dark, and like I can only see from like right here up, because they got the gamer lean in and they didn't like account for that in their camera. So pay attention to the audio and the visual part of what your audience is seeing, not what you think is working. You know, actually get into your gamer lean in. and see what they're gonna see when you're fighting big squads. You know, if it's literally just your forehead, like, we've got problems. A lot of people don't want to look at that.
Yeah, I like my forehead.
Hey, I think it's a great forehead. I just want to see the rest of it, you know?
I mean, that is a 5-head move, so.
Transitions are not that bad, honestly. In OBS, they've had a whole thing of transitions in there that you can choose from and work with, but just make some type of transition. You know, whether it's a fade or if you're actually having a stinger done, that's fine, but just some type of transition. And then as far as music goes, I play whatever the hell I want to play. Now, from what I've heard, I'm kind of walking the line here because at any time, anything can be, what is it, DMCA takedown?
DCMA takedowns.
DCMA takedown. But there's a lot of options out there that you can use that will not mute out your stream. Like, there's chunks of my stream that are always muted because of the music that I play. But you can search for music all the time. Just to have something in the background when you're not in the raid. That way it's not just dead silent. That's awkward. Even if you're thinking and you're putting your loadout together and yada yada, like, just have something going in the background. So that's what I have for that. I know for OBS, setting up the audio personally was a huge pain in the ass. And then we took it a step further and went to a 2 PC setup. And I feel like we were almost ready to divorce at that point. That was so rough. That was so rough. I know nothing about audio, but I started looking up YouTube videos and trying to understand all this. And I was like, no, I think they need to do this. And Hotel was like, you don't understand. It's not supposed to work like that. And I was like, but that's what they're saying. Like, it was really rough. I think we had to skip a whole day of streaming just to mess with it. I'm pretty sure.
Real quick, for my understanding, guys, if you're here and you look up 5 spots in the streamer Q&A, if you haven't used that chat yet, this would be a chance for you. I think we have like 17 people in the room. If you could put a 1 in the chat, if you are new or aspiring streamer, or you've been in this for like a couple weeks, couple months, and you're still at like the basic, like I just turn on OBS and put a webcam on and try to play video games for my friends. If you're not, we'll just assume that most of you, like Ginger, Batman and stuff, we know you guys have been doing this a while and you're probably here for help in general and to learn other guys' opinions and whatnot. But it would really help if we knew how many noobs, like if we're talking over your head too far, to see those 1s in chat so we know how new you are to all this.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I just
good
came to
thinking.
hang out and answer questions if I needed.
Thanks, Batman. I appreciate that. That's super cool of you.
Same here.
All right, I'm going to move on to the other thing that I had on my list, which was panels. I think this is really important, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Many times, I don't think that we realize in the beginning how often our panels are looked at underneath your channel, but they are looked at quite often. And a lot of times I go there and biggest pet peeve of all, you go to somebody's channel, you want to learn about them, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? What is the first thing you run into? Hardly anything down there but a big old fat freaking donate button as their number one thing. And if you're guilty of this, I understand your thinking, but change it up now. If your About Me section has 1 sentence, but your donate section has a paragraph, there's a problem. When you're starting out, you're not here to run a charity. Okay, this is not a charity. I promise you. You need to provide something, and then that will speak for itself, and then they will want to move on to subbing, cheering, donating, all of the above. But you should have, here's my list, and I'll put it in the chat. You should have an About Me. You should have a rules. You should have a sub benefits if you have made it past your affiliate yet. There you go. There's all of them that you need. A Discord, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is that you're using for social media. I highly recommend Twitter. Instagram is kind of a fluff for me. I don't really use it that often, but Twitter I'm super active on. Your merch, if you have that set up, your PC specs and settings, people ask about this all the freaking time. Your Amazon panel, So for anything that you're using for your stream, put it in your Amazon Blacksmith and post that, because if you have your account set up and somebody buys something from there, you know, it's only like 5% or something that you get back. But if 10 people bought from you in the last month or two, like, you're gonna eventually get a kickback from it, and it doesn't change the price for them. You know, if they're gonna pay $50 for something, they're gonna pay $50 for it, period. So get that set up. And then your donate button should be towards the bottom. Okay.
I always make sure all of those buttons are at the bottom because that's the least that matters.
That's the thing, is because don't provide something, and then don't worry about the rest. The rest of it will fall into place. And honestly, there's been a ton of times where I have gone to somebody's channel and I want to host them, or I'm interested in seeing what's going on there. First I hear bad audio and I'm like, oof. And I scroll down, donate, and I leave. Like, those are the first two things that I constantly check, is the audio and if the donate button is the first or second thing, and then I'm out. If it is, I do not come back. I don't really have a desire to. So, because I don't think that they're in it for the right reasons. And then there, you know, I run into people that they have like follower goals, or we're almost to affiliate, we're this, we're that. And I think that's great. You should have certain things that you're hitting. You know, if you're really close to like a sub goal, you know, you're at 825 and you want to get to 850, or you're at 45 followers and you want to get to 50, that's important. But don't become that person that literally is running nothing but buy me this goals. It makes me nuts. It makes me nuts to go into streams. And there's even big streamers that do it. It just happens. But your community shouldn't feel like you're constantly like, hey, you know, can you buy me a whole new streaming rig? Or, hey, can you buy me that? No, like, they're coming there to hang out and chill. So that's my rant on that. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, and I swear to God, do not tell me I don't know what to write about me. Nobody else knows what to write about you either. You're you. You can pull it together. I'm sure you can. But do you have any questions on that stuff?
I do have one question.
Go for it.
What do you think about wish lists? Because people are constantly asking me, like, if I have a wish list from Amazon. So I do have one, but it's just like my wish list that I put stuff on that I might want to buy later, but they also like want to send me little gifts here and there, maybe.
I don't have a problem with the Amazon wish list. If I were you, I would make sure 100% that it doesn't say your real name on it and that they have no access to your address. And there is actually a group, stream.gifts. If any of you are interested in that, I can share a link with you later. And you can get partnered with them. And then they hide your address. They charge a fee, but you don't pay that fee. The person buying you the gift does. So I'm still just setting up my account. It's taking me forever.
Well, Amazon does hide your account.
They
You have to go through like a whole process.
But can you see their stuff? I've never done a wish list.
I can't see their stuff.
Yeah, they can't see any of your stuff.
I've gotten stuff from Amazon and I can't see. It just says shipped by Amazon.
Okay, so
Yeah.
You
in
can
that-
get, like, a little like so I got gifted something a while ago off my wish list, and all I got was a piece of paper, and it was just a message from the person that sent it, and it didn't have anything else on it, like no address, no nothing, no names. It was
super
just-
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be my biggest concern. But other than that, no, wish lists don't bother me. Not at all. It's just having the
weird
donate
at
button as the first thing.
Oh yeah,
It-
for sure.
It's ridiculous.
It tells you what type of person they are.
Okay, yeah, sorry. We just saw that it said 25 out of 25. We want to make sure that everybody that wants to get in here can. That's all. I'm looking over my list. Any other questions about the panels, guys, about any of that at all? I think it's just about having your channel look like you have it together. Even if you don't, I'm a perfect example. That's why everybody giggles. Like, I named it the shit show, and it's a hot mess sometimes. It's a full hot mess. Right. It might be a hot mess, but it's my hot mess, god damn it. Yeah.
Panels are also a really good place to have more graphics and just kind of like show off your own your own personality.
Yeah, and they're super easy to make. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you can go to canva.com and I'll put it in the chat. And there's
It's so funny that this happened after she mentioned that she calls it the shit show.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Are we good? We're back?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Okay, here, let me put this in the chat really quick.
How you stay on brand.
There you go. That's what I use to make all of my graphics, honestly. And I mean, just like my panels, my flyers, my backgrounds for YouTube. I make my thumbnails in there. It's a great account to have if you are able to get the Pro edition. I think it's like $12.95 a month. That's cool too. If not, their free program does so much. So jump in there, make your panels. Just Google what size they're supposed to be. I think it's 320 by 100, but I think you can go up to 320 by 300. So you can fit a lot of information in there. Show off what they would get if they were to sub. Yeah, just do a bunch of cool stuff in there. Well, this is going to lead me to social media, and I'm kind of going over mostly my pet peeves that I just see people do, and it's like, come on, guys. On Twitter, people will literally only post when they're going live. Like, why would I follow your account if you're only going to post when you're going live? There's no point. Be active in the community. Be super active. Yeah, like get out there. Go ahead, Batman.
So I obviously post when I go live, but just a funny story. I posted on Twitter like a couple weeks ago, and all I said was hi, and I got more likes and all that stuff on that post than I do on the going lives.
It's because, and I can say this from my point of view because I'm not a streamer, but when you're following someone on Twitter and all you see every time is I'm going live or whatever, it's actually sure. It's going to make you go less to their channel because you're just going to see it and you're just going to be like, oh, this again, no thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
And you get desensitized to it. So
the other thing I don't like about the going live posts is when people put like 10,000 hashtags like connected to it. That's also not a thing that.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say, before quarantine and we all had, much more limited time, I kind of focused on YouTube a little bit to try and bring people to Twitch. But no matter, even my most successful TARKOV videos on YouTube, which to me have a huge amount of views because I'm a noob, it doesn't translate to people coming over. Like, you can get hundreds and hundreds of views in a day or two, but you don't get any extra. I don't seem to get any extra YouTube subscribers or anybody really extra jumping in your Twitch. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it at the wrong times or something.
So if
I've seen it happen a lot from like some of those like Tarkov compilations, like I've seen it a lot where people come into chats and say, hey, I seen you on this video, but other than that, I don't think I've seen much as far as like personal YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I almost exclusively get, because YouTube analytics are pretty cool. I can see that 80-90% of my viewers come from Reddit when I post in there, and then not really translates.
So if you see, I mean, every YouTube person out there repeats it a million times, if not, at least 2 times a video. Come see me on Twitch. I stream. All that comes to mind, honestly. And see, he's done such a good job of it, is Pestily. I stream every day on Twitch, yada, yada, yada. Like, I can just literally see it in my head right now. But that's because it's been repetitive, just like we were talking about with the Twitter. If all you're posting is when you're going live, it's you're desensitized. But on the other side of that, just constantly repeating it, putting it in your description, maybe talking about it on your video, having a pop-up, like whatever you can to get those calls to action that people talk about would help. But also the consistency of posting YouTube videos, which is my downfall. So I can't sit here on a soapbox and tell you all about how great YouTube is from my point of view for bringing people in. Mine is kind of more of a a hobby at this point. In the future, it will become super consistent. But I do recommend, if you're just starting out, building the YouTube early is only going to benefit you down the road, because I've seen it happen. And if you guys watch Alpha Gaming, he talks about it a lot, and I totally agree with them. So
can I have a second? One thing too is for like the new guys and stuff is you gotta be realistic in understanding the audience between Twitch, YouTube, and the other platforms. Is for me, I never go to a streamer's Twitch page off of YouTube. YouTube for me, when I'm watching videos, just personally, is past tense content. I'm watching game reviews, I'm watching highlights, or I'm watching how-to videos or guides. And if I like that content, it might take me to their Twitch page. But I think too many people are putting up either their whole VOD or just highlights. And that is exactly what YouTube is for that. It's not going to push me towards your current content, because like myself, I don't have any waking time to watch live content. I like it to be recorded, and I like to watch it on demand. So it's hard to translate YouTube views into Twitch views, because they're two different audiences, unless you're doing something that wants them to come to your live channel.
Like the how-tos, I think. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing. J-Dog the Wise, if you guys have seen him at all, he makes some pretty cool videos. But there was a few like how-to videos that I watched of his, and I was like, oh shit, he's on Twitch? What? And I went right over to his channel. But if it's a highlight, I don't usually go. That's just me, because I'm only seeing those. It's the itty bitty parts that, unless it was some crazy play, I don't usually go and check them out from a highlight. More informative, that's just me. But I did have somebody come in once, and they said, Sigma, I don't know what else to do. And I was like, what's wrong? And they're like, well, I'm trying to build my channel. And I'm like, so like, what have you done? First off, they'd been streaming for 2 weeks. Second off, they posted a video on YouTube, and it wasn't helping their channel at all. And I said, well, how many videos have you posted on YouTube? And he said 1. And I was like, oh, that's not how it works, baby. You don't just put 1 video on YouTube and people just start flooding into your Twitch channel.
There are exceptions to this, guys. Like Landmark, he only does highlight videos, and I understand that. But like his highlight videos are ridiculous gameplay, jumping off of tanks and onto light poles, and he does things that are so different instead of just riding the walls around each of the maps for Tarkov in general. Like that stuff gets him the views, because his highlight videos are just so, I've never seen that play before. Mm-hmm. I want to see it live. That's the difference. That's a few and far between. That's the exceptions, especially for the new streamers. Everyone wants to think that they are number one in a game until you get against the guys that have been playing for 3 years, and then you realize I got some things to learn. And that's the same way with streaming and whatnot. Is we see a lot of new people coming in, especially right now with the COVID and everyone's locked in your homes. Right now, everyone has the same content. So doing these YouTube things like the guides and stuff you got to find that one thing that makes you different than everyone else that especially right now is joining. Mm-hmm. That's why if you look at Amazon and Newegg and stuff like that for electronics prices, where everything's double or triple the MSRP right now. So if you guys are just now buying your electronics, that sucks. I'm sorry. Everyone's screwed right now for shipping and prices. But that also goes to show what you're competing against if you're a new streamer right now. You have to be different, and that is what Sig was talking about with your OBS, your transitions, your audio. It can't be day one stuff on day one anymore, because you have a million people that are right next to you with the same audio, the same basic transitions. That's why these things are important right now, is that you got to be different than somebody else so you can get a step ahead and get that extra view.
Yeah, and FYI, if Landmark put out a how-to video, I'm watching 110%. He's one of the guys that can easily go from highlights to how-tos instead of how-tos with a few highlights in there. Like, I would love to watch him, like, even do his own raid reviews. I know we're going off subject, but, like, he's one of them that I would love to see do that, because he's sick. He's really sick. Somehow I went from being active on Twitter to that, but I apologize. I'm going to stop right now. Does anybody have any questions? And if you don't want to say it in the voice chat, you're welcome to put it into the streamer Q&A.
I do have a question. I don't know if it's for you or Hotel, but your chat, how do you have that set up on your monitor so it's big enough to be able to see it instead of the small text? And do you use the software for it?
I don't
'Cause I know
use.
you can... Go ahead.
I don't use the software, and I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but Riz uses ChattyBot. So I have Chatty up on my streaming rig, and he's able to pull the logs from it.
If you're talking
Pop out.
Do a pop out.
Yeah.
Pop out works really
Okay.
I just go to Sigma. I go to my channel, and then I do /chat, and I make a really long window on my left-hand monitor, and then that chat just like scrolls through
You
that.
wanna put that in the room. What you do, because that shortcut, the twitch.tv/sigma/chat is what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Is a shortcut for any chat, but it works for like specifically your chat, obviously. So you don't see the room when you go to someone's stream. You only see their chat box. I'm a personal user. For another idea, I use the Stream Elements plugin for OBS. I know that you guys don't see me stream a lot. I'm doing like the experimental and R&D stuff for Sig's streams. So I do stream to a private channel that doesn't have VODs and stuff. But so I've tried using that as a different avenue, and I think that works well too. It lets you resize your chat inside of OBS. So if you're, hopefully, knock on wood, you guys are streaming with extra monitors instead of a single monitor, because God bless you if you're on a single monitor. But that helps too. It gives you another chat location that one less window. You're going to have OBS open anyways, and now you can have your chat inside your OBS and just play with the sizes.
That's the OBS Live, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also good because it also has your stream activity on it as well, like for follows and like all that stuff.
Okay, so Wolf just asked in there if we have any suggestions for design work for animations, overlays, and transitions. I've had personal friends who do work on Fiverr, but curious if anyone has a good, reliable source that can pump out work. So the people that we listed in the chat pretty much are for emotes. But if you have any suggestions for him for transitions, I actually used, if you look on Fiverr, Kong Graphics. I use them for my 2 transitions, the one for Evasion and the one for mine. And they were good for both of them. But it's like 7, I think they say it's like 7 graphic designers. I know the one for Evasion, I had them redo like 3 times. I was like, that's not what I'm saying that I want. And they were really good. So, and I think it was like $20, $25 for my Stinger transition, if I remember correctly. So that one was a good one. I feel like you guys have probably seen them a million times if you've gone to Fiverr.
Kong Vector.
Kong Vector. Thank you, not graphics. Here, let me edit this. There you go.
Mine's all a big disconnected hodgepodge of freebies, and it's starting to look a bit gaffer taped together.
Yeah, so you want to try to get that uniform look.
Yeah, that's something that we kind of glossed over is when we're talking about overlays and icons and follower alerts and all that stuff. You want to start to take your stream to the next level, pulling in a single brand, basically. Everything should start to use like similar fonts, similar drawing techniques. So you don't want, in real life Photoshop pictures as one follow alert and then a cartoon as another alert. You want to try to start bringing in your colors, your fonts, and the style into one cohesive brand, basically. That's one thing you got to start thinking of yourself as a brand when you want to take it to that next level. And there is a difference between the hobby streamers and guys that are having fun, Discord, hanging out, and getting $5 a month and, just having fun, basically, and actually becoming a brand, becoming something that you're trying to go full-time or supplement income with. That's when you really got to start thinking of it as an actual business. It sucks, but to make that kind of money, it takes that kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 100%. That was the big thing when I started redoing all my stuff is I wanted all my fonts to be the same. I wanted something to be like just cohesive and me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a big thing. Smurf said, how would you recommend getting your viewer numbers up? Okay, so how I organically grew my channel and didn't even realize that what I was doing at the time is when I find something that I love or I'm super into, I like go overboard, and I feel like Van's probably laughing at himself right now. And poor Hotel has to put up with it all the time, but I get obsessive. And so when I realized like I really like Tarkov and I happen to be a Tarkov streamer, I started hanging out in other Tarkov channels like crazy. And I didn't go in there and say, "Oh my god, I'm a streamer," or the worst one, "Okay, I'm going to head out now. Just got to go start my stream." You know, it's I'm sorry, but please don't be that person. Please don't ever be that person that's in somebody's stream.
Just be there, be present.
That's it. Yep.
That's it.
People were like, "Oh, I saw you in so and so stream. Oh, hey, I saw you in so and so stream." Like, just go be supportive. Go hang out. When you're done, if you don't have a ton of time, when you're done streaming at night, you host somebody, you say hi, "Hey, I'm gonna go do some stuff." Go over to another stream, hang out for 10 minutes, be active in the chat, and then say, "Okay, talk to you later," and head out. Like, but actually get to know your community. I organically grew because of wanting to like get advice from other streamers, perspectives on Tarkov. Like, I really wanted to learn Tarkov because I was so bad at it. And next thing you know, like, somebody would come into my channel like, "Oh, I didn't know that you stream, Sigma. Like, I saw you in my channel." And I was like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't want to be that asshole that was like, 'Hey, just got done streaming, just thought I'd stop by.'" You know, I don't want to be that person to try to self-promote like that. There's plenty of times where I've actually gone into your guys' channels that I did not know that you were streamers. And I was just scrolling through, I think it happened with American Blue the other day. I didn't realize that she was streaming. Because I'm constantly checking the EFT section, and I hang out in small streamers' channels a lot, and I just happened to find her. And I was like, "Oh shit, dude, she's active in my chat all the time." So I went and said, "Hey, what's going on?" So that is one way, is get involved in your community. It's the same thing with asking for donations. Don't ask for donations, provide something. It's the same thing. Go provide actual support to your other streamers, and they will help you with hosts. You guys can lean on each other and get good advice. Be active on Twitter and be active on YouTube. Try to make those YouTube videos. What were you going to say?
One more thing.
Go ahead, Ben.
Find somebody that you can bounce back and forth off of really well, and do that often. It helps because the content just is so, it comes by so easily.
That's true.
And you have somebody that you can just bounce stuff back and forth off of.
Because what I was going to say on the networking part is that this is not a set it and forget it kind of event, like where you just stream and then you're done and you sit back and you say, "Bring on the followers, bring on the views, and bring on the money." Like when Sig was saying she networks and stuff, it's the same way you guys make friends. If you're sitting at work or something, you meet a new guy, you bring him in, you say hello, and you start talking. It's the same thing that you should be doing in your chat. Is if you're in the 3 viewer range, go down to the other 3 viewers that are in the same boat as you and start making friends. And we're not doing follow for followers, views. I'm talking about real life. Hey, let's duo. And now your 3 people meet their 3 people, and now maybe you got 6 viewers. And then you go up and you start duoing or hanging out with or actually creating friendships with people in your wheelhouse. And then you'll move up from there. And then what that also means is, I know these hosts and stuff, people are asking like about, what do you think about hosts and raids? Personally, from a backdoor streamer, someone that's watching my wife stream and experimenting on my own streams, honestly, when you host or raid somebody, from my perspective, unless that host or raid matches your personality, because I was already watching you. If you go to someone on the far extreme end, 180 from you or something like that, I'm probably not going to stick out with their follow or their view. If you're hosting somebody in your wheelhouse or somebody that's similar to you, you might be introducing me to somebody new that has the exact same personality to why I'm watching you in the first place. Those kind of hosts and raids, I think, help a lot. So like if you're playing Tarkov and you're hosting and raiding a Minecraft guy, it's going to be hard for you to help them grow with someone that's watching EFT 24 hours a day on a Minecraft guy, and vice versa. So if you don't think the hosts and raids are working for you personally, then look at who is your host and who is your raid, and then vice versa. Make sure you are hosting and raiding people within your community, within your wheelhouse, your size, so you guys can be helping each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hopefully that helps. You don't want to go get lost in a sea of a chat that has 500 people in it and you're just starting out. You just don't. You depend on the people.
I mean, I still host, like I 9 times out of 10 will host somebody smaller than me, except for the odd exception where I'm just like, you know what, I kind of feel like going hanging out with Sigma, or I kind of feel like going and hanging out with Dottie, or you know what I mean, like that. Like that's where the odd, like it's okay to do it, but I mean I wouldn't make it a practice is I guess what I would add to that.
If you're sitting at 3 to 5 people and you host somebody that's sitting at 10 to 15, you've just upped their numbers by, I'm not doing math, a lot. So it's not bad to host above you, of course, but I wouldn't go, if I had 5 people, I wouldn't go and host Pest. Anytime somebody hosts me, whether you're hosting me with 2 people or 200 people, like the fact that you thought of me to take care of your community, because that's seriously what's happening, guys. Okay, like he said, you're sending the people that took the time to hang out in your channel over to somebody else. Now, are you sending them over to try to impress somebody, or are you actually genuinely giving a shit about what they were watching and they were entertained with, and you would like to continue that on for them? You know, you got to think about them too. We did get a question. Do you think it's easier for a woman to become popular than men? So I actually did for a really long time. And I say did because I ended up having my mind changed. And Hotel and I have gone over this because I thought it was really, 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 really unfair that you had a lot of talented men out there that are great at TARKOV, will say, and because I'm a female, I just turn on the camera and I'm like, let's go, boys. We're going to go play this game. And I suck at it. Meanwhile, this guy's over here clicking on heads left and right and loving his chat. What I realized is that immediate growth is great and wonderful. But if you don't actually bring something to the table, people aren't going to stay. They just aren't. And if you do think that it's easier for women, I just need you to name me at least 5 women that are in the top 10 of streamers. Like, just pull up the top 10 streamer list. You're not going to see them. You're just not. And I was really shocked by that. Devin Nash did. If anybody wants to try to pull this video for me, I would really appreciate it. But Devin Nash, I love him. I follow him on Twitch. He's a total brainiac, and he breaks down a lot of cool shit on Twitch all the time. He's a businessman. He did a whole thing, and I think it was back in June or July last year, about is it easier for women on Twitch? And that's what changed my mind. Because I was like, yeah, of course it's easier. We're cute. Guys like cute. They freaking come in here. You know, all we got to do is have some stupid voice and be like, tee, like, let's go. And these women are just taking men for their money left and right. And I just didn't think it was fair. And then I watched that and I was like, oh shit, Hotel, come watch this, dude. Like, turns out it's not. Is it easier for a woman to get to a mediocre part? Yes, I believe that. I truly believe that. I think it's a lot easier for a woman to get to 20 to 25 viewer average than it is a man right off the bat. But as far as like long-term actual build a business, be serious about this, make this your career, I think it's a lot harder.
It depends on what kind of viewers you want.
Yeah.
Because personally, I don't want little horny boys in my chat, so they can go to the ones they want.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll talk about chat really quick, you guys. I feel like as a new streamer, there's new streamers out there that will put up with a lot of shit from your chat. And I did it in the beginning. I was like, well, you know, that's just how it is. Like, men will be men and haha. And I let people get away with a lot of shit. And it wasn't until I started talking shit back to people that I realized, like, fuck that. Like, you don't need to be in my chat talking to me like that. Like, who the hell do you think I am? And the more that I set the standard like that, and I had my mods to back me up. Van and Hotel weren't putting up with shit. Riz was there. Riz has been with me since Splatoon. Batman, you've been around since then. The more you build a community based on the things that you will allow and won't, the better your community will be, and the quicker your channel will grow. Nobody actually wants to come in here and watch a bunch of 15-year-olds, you know, yell at people. They just don't, especially in this community. So don't put up with shit. I don't care whether you have 5 viewers, 10 viewers, 2 viewers, somebody comes in and talks smack to you or is like uncomfortable, time their ass out. Set the standard. Go ahead, Chief.
Biggest thing. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. I was just going to say, do you recommend getting mods early, or do you think you can handle it yourself?
Yep. No, I would recommend at least having one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't wait.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. Don't wait.
I can tell you that.
You have a bunch of mods.
So that's where you keep it.
Yeah, you have a bunch of mods in this room. And I mean, Hotel's been modding for me since the beginning. Van, Riz, like I said, Batman's been around forever. Needy mods for a ton of people in the TARKOV community. If you have any questions about maybe what to look for in a mod or how to communicate, FYI, I'm the worst freaking person to communicate with. I'm the worst. Like, my mods have to be mind readers. God bless them. But try to communicate, like, set the standard for that for yourself with your mods as much as you can.
Try to find a mod that you trust and just let them do what they're gonna do and don't second guess them as a mod. That's the one thing I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think
But you also notice in chat that your mod has timed somebody out, but in your head you're thinking, well, maybe, but just let them do that. They're there for you, and if they think that it was too bad for you, let them do it.
You also have to set the table for that mod to be successful, though.
For sure.
You have to tell them what you're willing to put up with, because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of shit that goes on in Sigma's chat that I'm not willing to put up with, and we've had many talks about that. And I hover over that ban button, just begging them to put one more creepy thing in chat, so I can, like I said in the text chat there, eat him for distance and accuracy. Because
I've said it before.
It's ridiculous.
One of the best at clapping back at people. So it's almost awesome when they don't get banned right away, so that Sigma can put them in their place.
Yeah, and my mods know that. Actually, Van has said it a few times to them, especially the ones that are new that come on. He's like, you've got to give her, like, you got to see if she read it and then give her that moment. And then we can just ban like crazy, because she will lay into them if she wants to. And if she doesn't, then we'll ban them pretty quickly.
And there are times that I'm paying attention to something else. I'm not looking at the chat, and she'll just ask this question in a particular way. And I'm like, oh, there's the I must ban someone voice. Who did what? You know,
exactly.
So when you get in sync with your mod team like that, you need to start early. You need to have people that you trust, and you also need to communicate and set them up for success. Because if they are banning people that they shouldn't be banning, then you're losing viewers that you don't necessarily want to lose, and you're the one that sets the standard for that. So don't let them bring their own stuff as much as I really want to bring my own point of view into Sigma's chat. It's not my chat, it's your chat. So set the table.
That's one thing too. If you notice that Sig has Needy, who also mods for her other channel, Evasion, and Riz, and myself, and Van, all in here. And we're not in here as mods. We're in here because we keep our personality in check with Sig. So the more that we're around our streamer is not a simping thing or something. I'm her freaking husband, I can't simp. It's to it's to get the personality and understand what the streamer wants, so we know what she's talking about, what her current events are up to. And then it's the same thing your mod should be doing with you as a streamer also, and you should be coordinating that with them. Like Van was saying, they need to know your personality, what you expect. And then for the guys that have 1, 2, 3 viewers in chat, I promise you, do not let trolls in there just so you can go to 3 or 4 viewers. You need to grow your channel's chat from day one, or else when will you be happy to start banning trolls? At 50? Because that don't get you partner. At 75? Because that don't get you partner. If you wait till you're in the triple digits, now you just have a chat full of trolls, and it's too late now. When you start banning people, you'll be back down to 3 viewers. So you gotta start from the beginning.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to time them out, honestly, right? Like, Needy, last night we were timing people out in Ginger's chat. Some of them I just did for 1 second, just as like, hello, like, I feel like
What you're doing.
all I could imagine was Van being in Ginger's chat would be like some cartoon character with a massive hammer, just like tink, 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 tink everywhere. He would have been going ham. It was too funny. I mean, I feel like I did pretty good, but
Yeah.
If that means that you go from, like Hotel said, 5 viewers down to 3, that it's the same thing in Tarkov. I would rather run into 3 geared guys and have a good fight and die doing it than watch 3 hatchlings run around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It's worth it. Like,
yeah.
you don't want those people in there for the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The big thing I've found, especially
amazing.
Yeah.
The big thing I've found, especially recently with mods in general, you'll go into a chat and you'll have the amount of people in chat just disrespecting mods, not just because because they maybe got timed out for saying something disrespectful, and they'll be like, oh, simp, 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 and whatever. They'll just make some disrespectful comment for no reason whatsoever, and so many streamers just put up with it. They don't do anything about it.
That is one of my pet peeves. I can't stand when people, like streamers, do that. If you have a mod and you're not standing up for them, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
the mod's gonna leave.
That's going to lose that mod, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like your mods are there as volunteers. Like unless you're actually paying them, they're there on their own time. They're there just because they actually enjoy being. Like I came to Gingy because I actually enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed being there. And if you have people like, because one of the big things about what I've experienced in a lot of people's chats is it's starting to get even more toxic on Twitch, especially during lockdown.
Oh yeah, no, so true, so true.
Being able to say to your mod, like, please, if they disrespect you, just time them out, and if they feel that they've gotten to the point where they need to just be banned, like, I've had people try and guilt trip me as well, saying,
oh yeah,
oh, why did you ban me? All I did was call you a simp. Like, okay, cool. So I banned you because you called me a simp after I timed you out, after you said something disrespectful. Why would the streamer want you in chat? And
right.
you really have to have mods. This is one of the things I was really wanting to say. You have to have mods that are going to stand their ground. If you have a mod that's a wet paper towel that will just be like, oh, I don't know, this guy messaged me after acting really nice, all that person is going to do is come back into chat and say the N-word.
Right.
It's happened so many times to so many people, and I'm just there like, do you want me to take over in chat for a minute and just sort this out for you? Because it's gotten to the point where it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Topher did ask, do you use a word filter thingy? And if so, is it a giant list or a small one? So I am a mod in a lot of channels, everywhere from Pest to Anton to some of your guys' channels that are just starting out. I'm a mod there. I would highly recommend that you do get a list of words that you are not okay with. I don't care what Joe Schmo, your next door neighbor in the viewer list, has for his words, but what is it to you? So some women don't care if the word simp is used, they make fun of it. That's fine for them. For me, fuck you, you're not going to use that word in my chat. That all it is an insult. So create that list around what you don't want to allow. And always back your mods. I'm just going to say that again. I've said it plenty of times. My mods know, do not fuck with my mods. Whatever you do. You can try to talk some trash to me. I'm going to make you cry. But do not fuck with my mods. At all.
Needy,
all right, so
how many times did we block that simp word? Like different...
We've had to ban about 20 different iterations of simp in the chat.
Good.
Before we get off this topic, though. Before we get off this topic, though. And simp, you can Google it. Like, look it up on.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Urban Dictionary, man. It's your friend. But even if you're okay with a word and you think it's cool and edgy or whatever, think about what happens when somebody clips something from your channel and your entire chat is full of simps and the N-word and God knows what else, what other trash. And how many places is that going to get spread around to? That's really what you want, is your name and your clips going viral. That clip's not going to go anywhere with those words in chat. So think about that too. It's not just about your chat and what you're doing tonight. It's about getting your name out there. And if crap like that's, and it's connected to the clips that people make, it's right there next to it. So just think about stuff like that.
Who would ever call out a streamer for doing something wrong and make an entire video for it for Twitter.
Oh man.
So if you guys don't know, I did just put together a little like 1.5 minute thing of somebody that was streaming, and he was stream sniping my friend Doggo, and I didn't mind. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hang out here in his chat anyway and bullshit and get some other things done. I'll just grab all these clips and make a little video. He probably was like, I'm a small streamer. Nobody knows me. They won't know that I'm stream sniping. No, people will call you out. If they think that there's an opportunity, they will call you out. And one thing I have highlighted here that I was like, oh, I don't think I've mentioned this. Do not put your chat in followers only or sub only mode unless there is an actual reason. Honestly, I think my mods, Van would know, Hotel, I don't know how many times you guys have had to do this, maybe once or twice ever, but especially if you're a brand new streamer, do not have it in followers only mode. Don't, please. It's ridiculous. I will not follow you. I will leave. It's like the first trick in the book that people try to do to like, oh, I'll try to up my followers this way. Nobody wants to talk to you if all you want is something from me that follows the exact same like big fat donate button. You know, like don't do that if you're new.
Also, the other thing that I've run into a couple of times recently that irritates me and has caused me not to follow the channel or ever come back to it is when you have your videos in subscriber only or follower only or anything like that. Like, I'm not going through that crap just to watch your video. I wanted to see if I wanted to come back and watch your stuff when you're live. That's free advertising, man. Don't cut people off from that.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, and Van, what's our other pet peeve? Schedules. I didn't even talk about this. Oh my gosh. Like, the mods and I sit around and we bullshit all the time. Put a goddamn schedule somewhere, anywhere, and then stick to it. And if something changes, make sure that you say it in that area. Like, hey guys, you know, I was going to stream at noon. I couldn't be there. Yada, yada. We're all adults. Everybody will know. But I freaking hate it when people are like, I don't know why my channel's not growing. And I'm like, well, what's your schedule look like? Well, I just stream whenever I can. And I go to their channel and it's like, you know, streamed 1 day this week, 4 days last week, you know, like it's all over the place. So set a schedule and communicate that with your mods and your community constantly. Constantly.
I have a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if you have a kid?
I have 4.
And sometimes it's just hard to not keep like the same schedule, like the same exact time every night. And you just don't know sometimes if you can get on at 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Like,
right. Oh, 100%. So for a long time, Hotel was doing stuff where he would like be gone for a week, or they would move his schedule around, or like, hey, you're supposed to work 8 hours today. Boom, it's 14 hours. And I would just, my schedule would be thrown off for streaming. So what I did is like, God, I really expected Hotel to be home by 4 p.m. and I had said that I would be on by 5, and turns out he's not going to be home until he consistently is home no later than 7. I would just start at 7. I would say, hey, you guys, I'm going to be on no later than 7. If I go early, it's because something great happened and I got to hang out with you early. But there's got to be at least one time. So if you're saying like 9 to 11, I would say, hey guys, I shoot for 10 p.m. every night. You know, I'm a mom. And so worst case scenario, I'll see you at 11.
That's what I've been saying. I try to shoot around 10 to 11 p.m. at night. And if I go earlier than that, then it's just a plus.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect.
My biggest problem with the schedule is hours at work changing. I found it hurts when you're trying to stick to a schedule. It's like I went from doing an average 40-hour week to doing 72 hours this week.
God, Reaper, that's a lot of hours. Yeah, so something like that would definitely get in the way. Definitely. Is there, like, do you always have your set days off by chance?
I work 14 days in a row.
Good God. I mean, right now it's a different time.
I have my kids every second week, so it's like that's why I can't really. My schedule is always up and down in that sense.
So in this kind of situation, this is where the whole social media of the side of things comes. Use your social media to say, oh, just so you know, guys, this week my work has been like this, like, so I'm gonna have to, I don't know, change my schedule or whatever. let people know. Like, that's the biggest thing. And one of the things, for instance, Hungover Acorn does a hell of a lot. What he will do is he will be like, in Discord, he'll at everyone and say, oh, just so you know, guys, today I'm not feeling so well, so I may be on later, just so that you know. If your viewers know that you're going to go live later, or know that you're not going to be on that day, or whatever, you're not going to lose viewers. You're actually going to gain them, because people will be like, oh, that's cool, this person's actually caring about us and caring about our views rather than just going live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
And honestly, it's gotten me to the point where I will watch people more. If they will communicate with their chat, whether it's in Discord or Twitter or anything else that isn't Twit, like, if you're actually interacting with your community, you're going to gain so many more people so much faster. And
so
active
I'm looking at chat in the middle of gunfights.
You just need something to blame.
Do you think the amount of time people stream makes a difference?
Okay, so that's a good question. I do think the amount of time does make the difference, because when am I usually hitting my stride? When have I historically hit my stride?
Usually, well, it depends. It's more like around 10 p.m. our time, so like 5 a.m. GMT time for the European and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, so it's like a couple hours after she was started, especially in the beginning when we were trying to shoot for that later night.
Yeah, because I was starting at about 6 or 7 at night. Yeah. So it takes you a little while to get there. Definitely don't be out there doing the 1.5 to 2 hour thing. I've seen that a lot. That's a really good question, by the way. That comes up a lot. However, unless you are severely consistent, like, God damn it, every night from 7 to 10 p.m., I'm going to hang out with Trip every single night because I know he's going to be there, then a 3 to 4 hour stream is fine if it is 100% consistent all the time. If it's not consistent, I would try to stretch it out to at least 6 hours.
You guys got to think of your stream as one. You're the first business in the world that the CEO is front and center public. You are the CEO of your stream, of the business that you're trying to create, and you are in front of everybody. And then 2, with that being said, you have no discoverability on Twitch is the one thing I'll agree with Harris Heller and Alpha Gaming on and stuff, is I can't find you in any other way. If you're not using YouTube, you're not using Instagram, I can't find you unless you're on. So where it does suck to say, yeah, you got to do 8, 10, 12-hour streams. You don't have to, but you have to be discoverable. And then that's the only time that you can be discovered on Twitch is when you're actively live, or else it's almost impossible for me to ever find you ever again.
Yeah.
So when people say, does my hours of streaming matter? Only if it's productive hours of streaming, only if it can make you discoverable. So if you can spend 4 hours streaming, but 4 other hours building your YouTube, building your TikTok, building your Instagram, and getting discovered that way, that will turn into your productive 4 hours of streaming being worth only 4 hours of streaming. You understand? So when people ask, should I be streaming long? It's only if it's productive and gaining you views and getting your discoverability up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I see you guys talking about this in the chat. You're asking about how do you divide your time between multiple games? I play Tarkov in 7 Days to Die, and I find it hard to dedicate even time between the 2 games. So I know y'all are going to be shocked. There's been times where I have been so sick of Tarkov. Like, you guys, I have like 4,500 hours into it at this point. I've definitely had my lows with Tarkov, like we all have. And my mods have done their best to try to find me another game that they think would work for me. We've been doing Jackbox nights for...
Back to PUBG with me, lol.
Right. For years, just to try to mix it up here and there. What I would recommend is if you're actively trying to grow your channel, you need to stick to a main game. However, that doesn't mean you can't play other games. I would just encourage that some of them are not as long. So, okay, Tarkov's going to be my main thing, 100%. So excited. I love Tarkov. I'm going to play it. I'm going to stream for 5 hours. What I would do is I would break that up. So start with Tarkov, if that's where you're growing your channel. start with Tarkov, hang out in Tarkov for 3 hours, and then transfer over to the other game. However, the transfer is very important, and I think that Cotton is probably one of the best people that does transfers over to new games. Even Markstrom, I watched him do this. He's genuinely excited to play that other game, and he explains why he's excited. So if you're sitting there and you have 20 viewers and you're having a great time on Tarkov, and you're like, you know what, I'm kind of feeling like switching, tell them, hey guys, we're gonna switch over to 7 Days to Die because I'm at this point in the game. I don't know shit about this game, by the way, other than like it's kind of scary. But other than that, I'm at this point in the game. This is why I freaking love playing it. So and so is gonna jump in with us. I think you guys are gonna love it. Have you guys ever tried this game? Get really involved, because the happier and more involved that you are in talking about what you're about to do, the more your chat will go along with you. But be prepared to lose some viewers too. Don't be surprised, because there are some people that I don't care how wonderful and amazing they are. The second they switch off from Tarkov, they kind of change, and I'm just not into it, and I head out. So make sure that you're communicating why you love that game, where you're at in it, whatever you can communicate about those games, and try to fire up that conversation with your chat before you head over there.
And don't blame the people who do go. Like that's one of the big things that I found recently. Like I watch some people who will complain about how their chat won't watch them play other games. Like, sorry, but they're there for you to play Tarkov.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna have people that like don't play, I don't know, Siege, and you're switching over to Siege, and they'll actually watch you. Like, oh my god, great, you've got people who watch you, but that doesn't make them any less important than the people that are there to watch you play Tarkov.
Mm-hmm.
I just see it as percentages. You're always going to have people that will stay to watch you play other games, but there's always just going to be those people that want to watch you play that one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also about understanding what your channel, like what is drawing people to your channel. And I know Sigma and I've talked about this a lot. Like, there are streamers out there that I would watch play anything.
Mm-hmm.
Cotton, I'd watch him fold laundry. I don't care. It'd be hilarious. But if people are there because you are, King Chad, and you shoot everything, and you switch over, I'm gonna pick on Jibo for a minute, because EU4 is about as far from Tarkov as I can imagine. But if you switch over from Tarkov being, Big Chad, gonna go shoot everything, to EU4, ooh, man, that you're gonna drop. Nobody's gonna stay for that, because they're there to watch you be Big Chad, shoot everything. But if you are, the Cotton, the slush puppy, especially when he's drunk or hungover, or somebody who has a big personality like that, or like the streamer we're watching right now, if streamers like that switch over to other games, a lot of people are going to follow them, because they're there to watch whatever shenanigans are coming. So having a consistent vision for what your channel is, and understanding your strengths and weaknesses, is going to help you decide whether having a second game is even a good idea for you.
Yeah, it may not be, honestly. You may need to be playing that off your stream. That it might just be the thing, because I ran into somebody recently, and I'm not going to name names. He got quite a bit of spotlight on him. Absolutely killing it in Tarkov. Doing great. Got bored of Tarkov and decided he's going to play something else. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, what is he doing? And I went to go look. I'm like, surely he just started. No, he was like a good hour and a half into his stream. He had 3 viewers. 3. And we're talking like has been applying for partner. And decided that, you know what, I'm kind of burnt out on Tarkov. Then do not play that game on stream. Just take the day off. Like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but end of white burnout is a real thing. And for full-time players of this game, you all know exactly what I'm talking about. And if he would have just said to his community, like, hey guys, I'm just gonna need a couple days off. I'm not gonna play Tarkov. I'll see you guys, on Monday, whatever. Everybody would have been fine with that. For whatever reason, he was like, no, I'm gonna go play this game. And it was like, oh shit. So there might be games where you have to play it offline. when you're not streaming. That's okay too.
This goes
in the same genre.
Yeah,
If you
at
want
least.
stick to the same genre.
At least.
And then this goes to like me and Van, if you guys need some help, is you got to really be honest again with yourself. Are you a hobby streamer or are you a long-time income streamer with this? You can play any game you want and stream anything you want if you just want to be with your friends and have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But you gotta, from all the advice that you're receiving right now, you have to take your grain of salt. Like, yes, we are saying you might have to grind through a game because it's what's getting you your views. If you are intending to grow and intending to be a long-term streamer, this is some work some days. And those are the days that it's work, where you got to wake up and say, I have to stream today, and I have to stream the game that I really don't feel like playing today. But you got to put on the same personality you've put on all through your career so far, and you've got to do it well, and you can't change it, especially if you're in the partner grind. Like, it sucks that this is a grind, and people are like, streaming should not be work, it should be fun. That it absolutely can be. To show myself out, I've been on Twitch for 9 years. I'm a professional Twitch watcher, and you can tell that the guys that grind and make it a job are the ones that get big, and it becomes a brand. And the guys that are having fun, there's nothing wrong with that. I still watch those guys too. They can stream whatever they want, and I enjoy talking with them, and we BS, and I'm there for the dude that's playing whatever game he's playing because he's having fun playing that game. But it's very hard to grow off the bat being variety. You need to grow your community, and then hopefully you're growing your chat and your people in the same direction, and your personality is good enough that then you can become variety and start playing, squeezing it in there one at a time.
Yeah, I would not recommend playing more than one game, to be honest with you. And if you did, like I said, you need to separate it out. Maybe even make it like a Saturday thing. Like all week long we do TARKOV, and then on Saturday it's kind of our, we did it for a long time. We called them Failboat Fridays, and every once in a while we have them now. We've played Jackbox. We've played, what was the one with the floppy dudes? Sea of Thieves.
Fall Flat.
Fall Flat.
Fall Flat. That's what it was.
Fall Flat or something.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of just screwed around on Fridays and called it Failboat Friday, but it was nice to look forward to those Failboat Fridays when I was burnt out on TARKOV. I was like, okay. But I did say to Hotel when I was going for a partner, I looked at him and I was like, I'm almost pissed to go to work. And my job is to play video games and hang out with my friends. Like, come on, wrap your head around that for a second. Even if you get burnt out on a video game, you can always like mix it up inside that video game. That's how the Battles was born, is because we were bored waiting for a wipe. And we created the Battles. But if my worst problem of the day is, man, I gotta go play video games and hang out with my friends, like, shit is going really well. Really well. So that kind of put it in perspective for me. When I looked at you and I said that, I was like, all right. Yeah, things are okay. Things are okay. Yes. Saturday, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, if you guys... go ahead. I'll go. I got it. I just tweeted at Doc J a couple nights ago because he was coming back to TARKOV and he made a cute little video about it and stuff, and he was being funny and being himself. But I said, isn't it freaking amazing that we get to sit here and entertain people playing video games and get paid for it? Like, that is still at the end of the day what your mentality has to be. You might wake up to it being a grind, but step back and look at what we're actually doing. Like, this job is not any other job I would rather do. Like, I'm about to retire from the military to start doing this and start streaming and being into this even more. Like, this is fantastic.
54 days. Yeah.
Self promo,
man. The faster, as a smaller streamer, the faster you learn to just relax, the better it'll be for you in the long run.
Wait, are we supposed to relax, Batman?
Yeah, I think so.
This was something I really wanted to touch on. So one of the big things about Drake as well. I'm gonna talk a lot about Australian streamers because Australian streamers are the ones I mainly watch because of my time. But with Drake, he has so many things that he'll have when, like, for instance, he's known for his rages, right? if you know that you're the kind of person that will rage at a game or anything like that, have something there to lighten the mood about it. So like he has a Drake smash or whatever, where he has an anime of him coming on the screen and just turning into the Hulk and smashing it because he's obviously raging, right?
No, I just
and
do that.
even if you have to walk away from the screen, like have it so that it covers your screen or whatever, so that it's there like, oh, this is what's happening, oh look, he's raging, oh haha funny. Like
have your mods do that too. Have your mods help you set the tone on that. Your mods will know when shit is going south or whatever, and have them meme in the chat a little bit. Communicate that with them.
What we're there for. That's what we're there for. We're there to literally help you grow your community. Like that's why we're there. So use us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, your mods want to know what they should be doing and not doing. Here, let me say goodbye to thing. There you go.
I have a question. If you're in that stage where you're trying to actively grow your community, is it worth, and I think I asked you this on stream the other night, you told me to come here, but is it worth investigating maybe joining a team or a stream team, anything like that? Or is it better to go your own way? Like what's the benefits and the cons, that whole thing?
Okay, so my mods will probably be able to speak to this as well. When I first started streaming, actually Batman and I were on the same stream team, and Riz was there too. Riz had jumped in to help some people, and it was really not organized well. Basically, it was about the masses instead of actually
quality.
Yeah, and it was almost like, hey guys, so and so's on, let's go lurk their channel. And I didn't know any better because I had just started streaming, and I thought, oh cool, like oh my god, they asked me to be part of the stream team. What really they needed is more numbers. And so we ended up leaving that because it was not well ran, and I joined another stream team, which I was super excited about, but the leader basically just lost steam, handed it over to somebody that basically has a stick in their ass, and it just kind of fell apart from there. And so I left that and just did my own thing for a really long time. And I wanted to be part of a team, but everything out there just felt really cheesy. And in hindsight, I wish I would have taken a step back and said, what I need in a team is A, B, and C, and what you need in a team might be something a little bit different. I didn't want a team breathing down my neck. I didn't want a team asking for my views. I didn't want a team that was trying to, in any shape, way, or form, get money from me. Some teams will actually ask for money or say, like, you have to buy our merchandise. You know, if you join, you've got to buy 4 shirts or something. I've seen that out there. And you don't ever want to be the biggest streamer on a team, ever. It's almost... So I've heard this a lot from my dad, and I've heard it from a lot of other people, and I think it's great advice, is never be the smartest person in the room. Fucking check. Always surround yourself with super smart people and people that will not agree with you on everything, because you're never going to grow that way ever. And the same thing goes for streaming. Don't ever be the biggest streamer in a team, because it happened to me, and people started sending me messages left and right, wanting hosts and all kinds of stuff. So you want to surround yourself in a team that they're not taking on people that haven't hit affiliate yet, don't have a lot of experience. You want to go to a team that has a lot of experience, people that you can learn from. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth your time. And honestly, I would like it if Van and Hotel talked about this a little bit, because I think they've seen it from the outside and talked me through this many times.
From the team aspect?
Yeah, from finding a team.
I think the key is it's not a bad thing either. I think the best thing you could do is probably grow with friends as a team, or at least have someone bigger than you that is the team lead to grow that team, because it helps with, like she was saying, to have the same mentality, the same vision of what you're trying to do. Some people have some exceptions where they just get on these ridiculously huge teams, and it works for them just because of the sheer size of the team and the viewers of people that watch. But you'll see people at the bottom that have like generic team names or something like that. Like that's just joining a team to get a view here or there. It's not organic. It's about is the team under your same vision. That way you can keep the viewers that you're going to grow from them. You could have a bunch of great friends playing Minecraft and you're trying to grow on Tarkov. Even though you're on the same team, you know, you're the only Tarkov streamer and there's, you know, 15 Minecraft streamers, you're not going to keep those views that you might gain from it. You might be friends and you might have the same vision of what you're trying to do, but now the views aren't going to stick. So you got to stay in that same wheelhouse of the same vision, the same goals, the same games, you know, just like the hosts and raids. It's all got to be cohesive for it to stick. 1,000 views today will not mean you have 1,000 views tomorrow. You could go back right back to 5 if they weren't captivated or they weren't there for a specific reason.
Yeah, I did have a team try to pick me up, and they're a pretty big team, and they had a lot of partners. And I was like, God damn, excuse me? And I mean big name team. But we went to go look them up, and we were like, dude, I'd be the only Tarkov player. Like, I'm not okay with that.
That's like Dottie with Lazarus. He's the only one.
Gotcha.
So,
Tarkov streamer for them.
I think, and I'm going to contradict Hotel a little bit here in what I'm saying, but there's a lot of different reasons to join a team. So there's exactly what Hotel talked about. But I think what you have to do, and this goes to, apparently this is going to be my theme, you have to know what your channel's about.
This is my theme. I like it. It's a good one.
Sometimes I don't know what the theme is until I have to keep saying it, but know what your channel's about, and know where you're going and how to get there. And if you know those things, then you're golden. It's just a matter of time and grinding it out. You know, you have to pick a team that's going to help you. There's no point in being in a team where you're helping everyone else. So. And that, I know with all of the teams, well, I wasn't there for the first one. That was more in the Splatoon days. But with the other teams that Sig's been on, it's been agonizing deciding whether to go into the team and agonizing on the way out. So you have to be, if you're trying to make this a business, if you're doing this for fun, by all means, go with your friends, have fun, support each other. That's a great way to have a team and keep that joy for streaming. Because I'll tell you what, there are a lot of days that I get on, you know, my 1 or 2 days a week that I've set up for myself, and I don't want to stream. So, and there's a million reasons for that too. But if you have a stream team and they're there to support you, then you have people that you can rely on that can sort of keep you on the even keel. And, you know, you might actually, if you go on there and you're like, hey guys, I don't feel like streaming tonight, they might actually talk you into it. That's great. But if you're trying to make this a business, then you got to think of this like a business, and you kind of got to be mercenary about it. I'm not saying you got to screw anybody over, but don't hang around a stream team that's not helping you. And with one of the teams that Sig was on, we talked many times. I was like, and it finally came down to, I'd say, I don't know how, so it was a few times, I think, but what are they doing for you? Why are you there? Are they helping you? How are they helping you? Put this down, make a list of the ways that they're helping you. Because I can easily see the ways of the list that they're dragging you down. So balance it. If it doesn't balance, get the hell out of there. And that's, I mean, that's kind of how you got to think about it. If your goal is to grow and you want to be a partner and you want to be, the next big kid on the block, then don't let other people hold you back. Whether it's your chat, whether it's your mods, whether it's your stream team, pick people that are going to all pull in the same direction, because there's too many things pulling against you to add to that side of the equation.
And what are you going to bring to that team too? Because I was bringing way too much. Van was like, you're doing this, you're doing that. They're trying to put their name on your ideas. And I was like, oh shit. But everything that you do decide to jump into, be prepared to work, because you want to be an active, supportive member of that team as well. So everything that you take on, I'm sure that my mods probably giggled to themselves, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this thing on Sunday. I'm going to make this like maybe a weekly thing. I'm going to help people. And they're like, there she goes. Watch her run herself off the cliff, because I get super excited and I don't communicate my goals very well. It's one of my downfalls, and I'm constantly trying to work on it. But I wanted to bring something to you guys that was going to be super useful that I don't feel like I really got. Because I think maybe it was just YouTube videos that we're depending on and advice from others is kind of just what we built everything on. But yeah, as far as the team goes, everything Van said, plus don't forget you are taking on a responsibility as well.
Yeah, if you're part of a team and you're not actively wanting to help them as well, like you're also there for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
It's gonna float both ways.
Hi, Razzle.
Hi.
I saw you jump in.
This all goes to the same kind of idea of too. It's not set it and forget it. Like Needy was saying, you got to have a purpose to be in that team. Also, is I think that's one of the big fallacies is again with the whole I turned on a camera and I started playing video games. Bring on the crowd. Is you can't join a team just to say I'm in a big team now and bring on the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
There's a purpose for joining that team also. And what are you going to do during your time with that team to improve everyone else's dream and improve yours?
You actually said bring on the crowd and it sparked something in my brain. Can I tell you guys, anybody who's watching, if you get a big host, do not stop what you're doing. Please, for the love of God, do not stop what you're doing. Get your ass into a raid immediately. I don't care if you're on a team and I don't mean like a stream team. I mean if you're running duos or something in Tarkov and your partner is still alive and they're 5 minutes from the extract, and no, stop what you're doing and get into a raid. And do not go through the list. So let's say Anton hosts you or Pest hosts you or whatever. Do not try to read the names. They love Tarkov, so now that is your common ground, and you can give them Tarkov. What you are going to be giving them if you don't get into a raid is somebody that they don't know. You have 10 seconds to impress them, or else they're leaving. So I've seen this a lot. People go, "Oh, dude, thank you for the raid. Oh my god," and they're just screwing around in their inventory. Oh my god, like this is the most people I've ever had. And I've done it before. I have done it before. And Pest told me, like, knock it off, get in a raid. It's big advice, honestly. You're going to keep a lot more of those viewers. You're going to get a lot more followers. Even if you get into that raid and you die, it doesn't matter. It's okay. It's Tarkov. Everybody freaking dies in Tarkov. But go in there.
Host, I think, though. The first big host that you get is always going to throw you for a loop.
It does.
After that, like me personally, I've just noticed with myself that after, like, again, Pest hosted me, I kind of froze and didn't know what to do. Like, that was a lot of people. I was used to like 10, and then all of a sudden I had like over 1,000, and I was like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing. I was already in a raid, and I was like, well, okay. But I mean, I've noticed after that, I've had a couple big hosts since then, and I'm more relaxed now that I know how to like handle it, I guess. So I feel like once you get that first one out of the way, you're golden.
Yeah, it's true. And I want somebody to hear this that hasn't had a big host yet, and just go right back to this. Us telling you, when you get that big host, get your happy ass in a raid. I don't even care if you don't run solo. Like, just go on a scav run, something. Talk about what you're doing. Talk about what your goals are. I reset this account. I'm working to get a Kappa. I'm, excited for the white because it'll be my first real one. How many people in chat is this your first real white? Like, whatever it is to keep that convo going, keep them entertained. Obviously, if it's a Pest host, run an ad. They love ads. Talk about your microwave. Talk about all of your appliances. Whatever.
I shit the bed on my first. It was before Tarkov. I absolutely shit the bed and wrapped it up within 5 minutes. It's like 400 people. What?
You're like, that's it. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's funny.
As much as we say don't go overboard with like the reading off the names and everything, don't be completely disconnected from it.
Oh no, be excited.
We had a person who one of my other streams I mod for hosted. He was sat at 2 or 3 viewers, and she hosted him for, I think it was 80 or 100, and the guy was just like, "Oh wow, cool, thanks," and then just kind of went back about his business and didn't even thank anyone, whatever. And I suddenly start getting DMs from her saying like, "Oh, this was a mistake." And that is the worst thing you can do, because if you have a good reaction and you entertain their viewers, because I've seen people do raids on people and then lose viewers because of who they raided. If you're raiding someone that's exactly like you, you're going to keep those viewers coming to you as well, because they're going to know that once you're done, you're sending them over to someone else who's going to entertain them. But she was just like, "Oh my god, this is a massive mistake. Why did we do this? Like, please next time recommend someone to me," because it's a big thing, and also rely on your mods for that. Like, get them to message you if they have someone you think that they think that you should host. Don't get them to write it in chat, because that gets messy.
Yeah, don't ask your chat, honestly. I would rely on your mods for sure.
Also rehearse a "this is me" speech for when you get hosted.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. People love to hear about you. That elevator speech. Bust out an elevator speech really quick and welcome everybody and thank the streamer for, I usually say like, thank you for trusting me with your community, or thank you for thinking of me. Whatever it is, be really grateful, because I will rehost somebody over and over again. And I just mean, like, I have probably like 10 people on my list that I know in my time zone of when I'm typically ending my stream, who I can send them over to that they know, that will entertain them, that will be nice to them and welcoming and excited. It doesn't matter how many times I've hosted them. They'll still be like, "Holy shit, thanks, Sigma." Like, they're still excited, because you don't know how many of those people, Needy being sent over to Razzle, like, you've been a Razzle stream a million times, but he will still be excited to greet you, because Razzle doesn't know whether that's 50 other viewers he's never met or whatever the case may be. And you also you never know who you're going to kill. This is a big thing I've seen recently, and I don't know if it's the influx of newer players to the Tarkov community, but if you are one of these people, which I doubt you are, don't talk shit about the person that you killed, because so many people run around with different names now than they are, and those communities come over. This just happened last week. These communities come over to your stream, say you're a small streamer, and you're like, "Man, fuck that guy." Like, this kid was literally saying things that were TOS in general, but he didn't even realize he killed a big streamer. And so he got an influx of like an extra 25, 30 people that came over to say like, "GG," or "Wow, like that was a really good kill," or whatever, like, "Wow, what a fight." And this kid's just talking shit. He had a perfect opportunity there to have gained a ton of followers and a ton of viewers. And because he didn't recognize the name, he's just talking shit, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I make fun of people here and there, like, "Oh my God, were they holding hands?" or "Why the hell did they hide there for so long?" I really try to hold my tongue, as funny as that sounds, with people that if I get real pissed, I'll send a message to one of my mods, like, "Fuck that guy," like, whatever the situation was. So watch that, because you never know who's viewing your channel. You never know.
It's actually funny that you say that, because that happened to me the other day.
Did it?
I don't know if Needy was there, but he was streaming and he was basically just like shit talking me. He had killed me, but he was like shit talking, like, I guess how I like played and like what I had in my inventory. And then I just go over there and I'm like, "Oh, GG's," and he's like, "Oh, hey, like, yeah, like, you gotta watch, like, maybe you shouldn't put TTV in your name." Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because my name is not the same, because I changed it, so
yeah, see?
People couldn't come to my channel.
Yeah, there you go. And a lot of the Tarkov community just wants to bullshit with each other, especially this late in the wipe. Like, nobody really truly, okay, hold on. The majority of us really truly don't care about money or losing a fight or losing gear or anything like that. We care about the actual fight itself and Yeah, and getting to meet each other and getting to bullshit about that fight. To me, that's super cool. Like, man, you know, where did you go? Did you flank? How many were on your team? Or whatever the case is. Like, so just don't be that person. Yeah, Wolf, exactly. You went to go talk to a guy who killed you and be cool with him, and he was in there talking trash. See? And
there's a good opportunity. This is something I've learned. I mentioned YouTube earlier. You can do some pretty cool stuff with this, because if you wreck a guy, or get wrecked, in my case, usually by someone on Twitch, you can go speak to him and, you know, just kind of ask his permission to use his recording, because you can make some really cool multi-perspective videos with very little effort. That is, nobody else is doing this anywhere. Like, you don't see many multi-perspective YouTube videos. It's pretty low effort, and it's a nice touch. Just don't do it with Germans that you got to translate all their comms. That's my one piece of advice.
You can go and say, hey, dude, I made this video, and they can share it with their community, and you're sharing it with your community. Like, that's a great way to help grow your channel, too. I like it. I wouldn't be mad if you made that. I'd be like, oh, that's super cool to, like you said, see those perspectives.
Yeah, you play slightly outside my hours, unfortunately.
Also, what I've been doing, if someone kills me or if I kill them and I see that it's a TTV streamer, I go and immediately look them up. Like, my chat just knows, like, I'll go look them up and be like, okay, chat, we're going to go say, like, GG's to them. And if they're a chill person, you need to go follow them. Like, I've been doing that because most of the time they're just, you know, they're smaller streamers and they're just trying to get their name out there. And if they're chill and they're a good player, like, yeah, like, I want my followers to go follow them, like, you know.
Yeah, supporting each other. Honestly, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
For the personality perspective of it, if you see a TTV, the reason why it usually is a small streamer is because if you put your name in there as a partner, you know that if I squad wipe or I at least wipe half a team, you're going to get stream sniped now. So you'll see that most of the larger streamers don't have a TTV name or their actual name as their in-game name. So when you see TTV, you have to immediately assume we have a shot at networking with smaller streamers. Whether you're in that same brand again of a small streamer trying to find people to play with, well, there it was. They were right in front of your face. You know that they play Tarkov and they're giving you their name. And then vice versa the other way. If you have a chance to curate a good community, like you're saying, Ginge, your chat knows if they see TTV, that's the community that you're growing. You've instilled a repetitive nature in that chat that they expect and that you expect of them. They say, oh, it's TTV, let's go make their day.
Mm-hmm.
So for both the perspectives of seeing a TTV and a name.
Pest used to say all the time, and I think he still says it here and there, go support the streamers that support me, guys. You know, we're all out here to support each other. And don't forget, they might be a small streamer, but Anton started with 3 or 4 viewers. Like, we've all started in that spot before, and you never know who's going to blow up. Be serious, be really professional, want to support you with your goals. You have no idea who these people are, because everybody has to start somewhere. Do you think it's okay to be a new streamer and streaming Tarkov while learning the game? Fuck yes. People flood the Tarkov directory with, I'm level 67, I've killed 85,000 PMCs, I've done this, look how good I am, I'm giving away my entire stash, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Not that these are bad things, but you rarely see the new person saying, oh shit, I'm new here. Tarkov people will jump all over that because we love helping. We love helping people learn this game. And on top of it, it does nothing but build our player base and build our family here and keep players in the game, which is what we all want. So, no, I think that's amazing. Yeah, they'll be super excited to help you.
Yeah, and I think that's actually a good way to grow your community. Like, when I first started streaming 2 months ago playing Tarkov, I knew nothing about the game. I literally started just clueless about the game, and I would just type in, like, say whenever you're on a stream, I would just say, sorry guys, I'm new at this, please don't judge me whenever you come in, if you have anything to help me, like, and I think that's honestly a good way to grow, because people like to help others, and they also like to see the growth that they helped you with.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree. They definitely do want help. So yeah, Hurricane Queen, get it. Don't be shy about that.
I wanted to answer too, since you'd asked specifically about being a new streamer. Is one thing that you can get while you're being a new streamer is writer's block. Like I don't know what kind of content to produce. We helped our daughter and son-in-law here also when they were asking, I want to start YouTube, I want to start Twitch, but I don't know what I'm going to make. You got to remember that there is a market for almost anything out there in video on demand and streaming, and you just have to realize almost anything is content. And for like my son-in-law, he was talking about what would I do if she's gonna be playing video games. I was like, dude, you can sit there and stream doing your homework, because there might be someone out there in the same class that wants help in the same subject that you're working on. TARKOV being the same idea. You're asking, should I play a new game? Yes, because when I go look for a new game, I just did it with SnowRunner. I went to SnowRunner's channel. I went and looked up the top streamers, watched a couple minutes of their videos, see how they played it, and then I went up and looked for people that have never played a SnowRunner or a driving game before, because I wanted to see what it was going to be like to get into that genre of games.
Mm-hmm.
So you're being a new streamer is absolutely content for a new game, because there are people out there that I've never played this game either. I want to see how bad it is for the new guys, not just the level 69 has been wiping everybody and can show me, okay, I know how easy it is for him, but how is it to be new at this game?
Yeah, especially right now. Like, look at all the new players that we have over the last 6 months. I think it's a great time. Streaming offline raids. I've streamed offline raids. I like streaming offline raids because I think it shows people that somebody who's super experienced can still have fun in an offline raid. There we go. Lost all of our monitors. I think it shows that people can learn maps in offline. I think offline is like the super hidden secret that nobody actually wants to show on their streams, which I think is stupid because it's super beneficial. I typically warm up that way, so do it. Miss Doc J was just doing it the other night to learn customs. She was doing offline raids, and people were just talking her through it the whole time.
That's
Labs offline. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a big one.
When Sig was talking about how she's bored right now, well, how we were bored back then and we made the streamer battles and stuff, this could be an actual thing that you guys can be doing. Is, look, today I'm streaming offline raids for new people, and this is how you can use offline raids to find out where the extracts are, to find out AI movement over and over. Like, if you need content, there you go. Strictly say I'm only offline today, guys, because we're going to learn how to use offline. Yeah, we're learning
together.
And no one's doing offline on Twitch, so there you go. It's another way to be somebody different than everybody else.
Yep. Have a good one, Hitty. People have an obsession with labs. Most people don't know labs. People can use experience with labs. It is a win-win, Wolf. I agree. 100%. Yeah, that's a big one. Yes, Ginger, I was watching Sheena do that as well, and it's something that I do. You go into factory or you go into labs and just run around like crazy, warm up, learn to smack faces. Like, it's super cool. And you die, oh well, didn't lose a damn thing. But was I laughing? Was I learning? Hell yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah, chat loves it. Guys, so do you have any other questions? Because we are hitting the 2-hour mark, and I know some of you guys actually have stuff that you'd like to do with your Sunday. So do you have any other questions, or is there anything anybody wants to bring up and talk about?
I have one question. Before you start streaming, what is your workflow, your checklist? I want to make sure I do X, Y, Z so I don't screw anything up. Because in my experience, when I get started, I'll forget something and it just completely throws off my flow. So do you have this is what I do every single time I start, and it's, I have a list and it just makes it so it's dummy work. I don't have to think about it. There's nothing to really remember. Is there anything like that you do?
Yeah, so I used to have a list because I would forget all the time to do something, whether it was update my title, have stream elements open, have my chat rolling, see if my mixer was working. Now it's like clockwork, like you said, because I've done it so many times. But I know what my setup should look like before I hit the go live button. So I just scan through it. Then I get up and I walk away and I go and I get my drink or use the restroom or I say something to Hotel. And then I come back and I look at it again, make sure it's all good to go. and then I hit go live. So I kind of put a pause there because there's been a lot of times where just stepping away and coming back when I thought everything was perfect, kind of like reset my brain to look at it again, and I was like, oh shit. So
timer.
Do you put a timer? I mean, I do have like an opener.
That I have everything set.
That's smart. Because I run an opener and it takes me usually about 8 minutes on the opener, and then I run my opening video because I run 2 songs and then an opening video. And during that time, I check my inventory. I just double check to make sure I have everything else open. Probably the thing that I forget the most is probably updating my title and stream elements, making sure that my goals are updated. Those are probably the 2 things that I constantly forget.
And just a little thing, and you can do it while your opener's running. Sometimes I turn the sound off if my opener's kind of cheesy, but when whatever I have as my opener is running, like I'll turn the sound of my game off and make sure that I'm loaded up for a raid, so that when the opener comes down, it's not like, oh, okay, it's the opener, and then 20 minutes of fiddling around with my stash. I'm actually ready to get into a raid. So,
yeah.
That's helpful too.
Yeah, you got to read your audience. Like, sometimes they want to chat. I've had times where I've chatted for the first hour and then jumped into a raid because we just got so caught up in talking. And other times where I can just tell by the vibe of the room, dude, we got to go shoot something right now. Let's go. Anything else? Any other questions? No? I think we're good. Listen, do not hesitate to reach out. We're gonna leave this streamer Q&A open for probably for a while. If not, just leave it going, and I'll do this again probably next Sunday or the Sunday after. Either way, it will happen again. I think it's important to do this, kind of touch base with everybody. Van, Batman, Nini, these guys have all been around forever and a day. Feel free to reach out to them. Hotel has helped people fix a lot of tech side issues or answer the questions that I don't communicate well, like kind of like the team stuff, like looking for the team, and Van did too. So reach out to these guys. Hi, Legion. EFT is taking a toll on me. I need a Sherpa for this. Love you, Razzle. Yeah, if you guys need anything, just reach out. Definitely have the DMs open, and we'll keep this channel up.
I'm usually always around, so yeah, hit me up anytime anybody needs help with anything.
Yeah, and plan out duos with each other if you can. If you guys ever have the time, it's super fun. First time out with duos, I typically die constantly if it's somebody I've never played with, but we still have a really good time, and you get to share communities.
Also, I learned this the hard way. If you're playing with somebody new, try to just play the way you normally play, because I messed up when I did my first duos with Sigma, and the very next day I did duos with Dottie, which is who I normally play with, and I had people in my chat from Sigmas the night before that said, man, are you playing completely different? Like, you seem so more relaxed and stuff like that. Try not to change your play style when you're playing with somebody new.
That's true. Yeah, just be yourself.
I was playing with Gunvash today on stream, and he is so much more aggressive than I play. Sometimes there will be times when you're playing with someone who is that much more aggressive, and you're going to have like a bit more aggressive or whatever. But yeah, as I said, you can't change it constantly. But there will be times when you're going to have to be like, I should probably not sit in this corner for too much longer.
Right. Yeah, you can make little adjustments here and there, communicate that with your teammate, but like Batman said, you should try to play to your strong suit. It'll only benefit the duo.
And have a talk with the person who you're going to be duoing with. I cannot stress that enough. Like, if you're going into a duo just because, like, oh, this person's got X amount of viewers, so I'm going to get these viewers, or this is going to be a great duo, but you haven't done any kind of setup for it before, it's going to go about as well as you would expect from having zero. It's like going into a test with zero revision.
Yeah, exactly.
Story of my life.
I mean, yeah, that's what I did growing up. But you know, like, let's see where that got me.
British education system for you, mate.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Today it worked out for me in Gunvash because I was able to adapt quickly, but not everyone's able to do that.
Yeah. Right, do you have
I'm
anything?
Sure I speak for everybody when we say thanks for what you guys are doing. It's super kind for you to spend your time and kind of give us wisdom as we're all figuring our way through this. So thanks so much for just doing this and putting this on and allowing us to just be candid and ask real questions about how to do all this.
Yeah, no problem at all. And if you guys want to, feel free to put your channels in the chat. I mean, it's scrollable. We can always scroll up and see the other questions that come in. But if you guys want to follow each other and go say hi to each other, feel free. I don't want to restrict any of that.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. It's been really, really, really amazing. Been following you now for what, 2 months, and it's sort of made me get in the mindset of maybe trying to take this a little bit more seriously instead of just fucking around in my usual way.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I did that. I was like 6 or 7 months into this, and I was like, wait, this could be a thing. Like, hotel, this might be able to be a thing. I was so excited. Yeah, so I hear you.
It's funny that you said that, Jippo, because I wanted to say something on that too. My parting words, basically, for like the new streamers and stuff, is no matter what you're streaming, right, is just know that if you want to make this a hobby, have fun, and it will stay a hobby, and don't worry about it. That's more fun. And if you want to make this a thing that you want to do to make income and whatnot, you are joining the ranks of a content creator. And for that writer's block, anything you do, like I told our kids, anything you do literally is content. Say you're bored with your game that you normally stream and you haven't streamed in a couple days, make new overlays and stream that in IRL or just chatting. There might be people that want to see how you make overlays, or like, I don't know who you are. I've never watched you play Call of Duty before, but you're in IRL and I've been looking for someone that's a graphic designer. If you're creating your own emotes, you're creating your own overlays, you're creating transitions, stream that. That is content. Anything that you're doing in front of your computer, as long as it's not personal information, is probably content that would be interesting to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that can get you out to new communities, new things. You know, you've always been playing, Fortnite, and you start streaming yourself, making your own 3D graphics. Maybe you grow a 3D graphics design, and that's actually where your personality lies better at. So if you're new and you're struggling, stream anything you're doing at your computer. And if you're good at being a big personality, stream yourself driving to work. Stream yourself, out and about, walking through the park. But anything for a new streamer is content until you find what you want to keep doing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't limit yourself in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, you can learn a lot doing that, honestly. If you're not grinding for partner, you're not grinding to make this like 100% I gotta get my numbers going, then use it as a learning process. You'll learn a lot from it. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to say goodbye to you. We love you guys. If you need anything, reach out to anybody that was in here, and we would be more than happy to help you. Good luck, and I'll try to come by your channel so that I can. Okay?
Thanks, guys. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Cheers. Thanks.